Hi all, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to explain you how you can enable cicd pipelines for Kafka using Azure. Right. So, automating creation of Kafka artifacts are very important. That reduces turnaround time because as a huge team, if you're requesting to the Kafka team for any topic creation or a change on top of the creation request, then it will be time taking one. Uh, but you can eliminate it by automating using in CI/CD pipelines, right? To eliminate, also it eliminates the human errors while promoting. For example, you created a topic or case stream in a dev environment, and you do expect the same reflex in a UAD or in a production, right? Because you're just moving the code and you expect them to work. But if there is a human work, then you will be end up spending lots of time to find out where it has gone wrong, right? That can be done. So CI/CD pipelines are important, and you don't have using if this is in place and you don't have to request anyone, so that saves you lots of time, right? So what are the providers? So we have a Terraform given by Kafka itself, Confluent itself, but that does not have a KSQL support. You cannot create K streams using this Terraform. What you can do is you can create topics, and that's it. So I think I think you can use connector creation as well using Terraform, but I doubt it. But on the other hand, there is another open source Java-based open source tool has arrived or evolved over three last few years, which can help you create it's just a Java file, Java program where you can use them in a CI/CD pipeline. And also, if you're worried about support, there's a strong community. They fix it, and also it's already a very mature tool, so you don't need to worry that much. So, this is an open source tool available here. I'm going to explain you how we can use this tool in a CI/CD pipeline. This supports Docker as well, but I'm going to keep it simple. This to run the Java jar file, you can download the fat jar file in the Julieops, and you can run this way. So Java, it's a jar file, you want to run it, and it expects three things. One is brokers, which is a Kafka configuration, where you have to run this one, right? And this is your Kafka. I have hosted this one in Azure, like my Kafka Confluent provided Kafka clusters. So that's why it's having Azure, and it's hosted in ES2, and it expects a topology descriptor file. This descriptor file is about how many or case streams you want to create, a topic or a connector, which I'm going to provide a demo in detail, right? So this client config, it expects the username and password. Here we are going to connect three things for KSQL. That's where separate username and password should be provided. And for connectors, it's actually using a REST client. So you need to provide a REST client username and password, and the general username and password for creating topics. I did modify a few lines of code in order to simplify creating connectors, but you don't have to use that. The existing tool itself supports everything, and my code is available in Burn 121 Julieops, Azure Julieops. Yeah. So let's push into demo. So I will show you how the files looks like side by side. So we are expecting three files. This jar file is expecting three files, right? One of them is simple dot. Sorry, the descriptor file is this one. So this shows. Sorry, this shows. So in our demo, I'm going to show you that. Okay, let me be this way so that you can easily see it. So this is my descriptor file where in this demo I'm going to create a KSQL stream, which is separately describing this how the SQL file, how the case stream should look like, and I'm creating a topic called D topic, which is with the three partitions, and an artifact, a connector artifact, meaning a connector I'm going to create with the name of this one, and that is described in source.jdbc file. So let's go and look at the writer.location now. This is just a simple stream creation file, and then another file of this one, source.jdbc. This is the connector description. So this I have got it from running. So you can actually try running in a REST line. First, you go and do it, create the connector manually and get the configuration. So, for example, I have one connector which it's first go ahead to do it in manually. Describe it here. Just do a get call. You'll be getting this. So these are the connector configurations that you need to use. So now you go and use it. For example, you see the body, right? This is for a post call. For creation, you need to make it as post call and see it. So this is exactly similar. So first you go and create manually and get the configuration things back and use it in a post, right? But how do you use it here? You just copy it and paste it here. The way it looks like is the same way this works from here. No difference. So we have seen how the files looks like, and now we're gonna see how we can run it locally. You know already how you can run it as a fat jar file. If you're gonna understand, if you desire to understand it further and modify something, you can run them in Visual Studio itself. This is modern SDK. I would say it's very simple. You can install Visual Studio and if you open the project, that itself will show you which extensions that would you need. I have installed this much. Debugger for Kafka, probably you would need extension back for Java. Then once you start debugging it, this, for example, I have opened the Java file. This will show you that either debug or run Java, and that's it. Right? We need to. It is a command line interface. We need to provide the arguments that I have explained you in here. So how do you debug them? Open any of the Java file and go and debug it. Right. First, let's see how you. Let's see about my Kafka configuration. So let me open configure in a incognito window. I mean, it is a Azure hosted Confluent cluster. This has one environment right now. And clusters. Go inside the clusters, and this is my broker URL which I have configured. This is my broker URL, and I have a SQL DB, and I have a streams which I'm going to delete it and show you how it works, right? So, and go to the connectors. Let's delete the connectors. Which we are going to create it in this demo, right? So let's delete it. So even the topic. So this tool does more than just automating it. It does not go and blindly recreate everything. It actually first checks the cluster state and it stores in a file, which I'll show you that. If the topic is already there, then it does not touch it, right? That is expectation as well. So it stores in a dot cluster state where, so this is it's saying already it's having these many connectors and this topic. So if it sees the topic here, then it does not try recreating it. So I'm going to delete this cluster state file for now, so that it tries to create it and see how it works, right? So now we go back and just run this one. I have enabled debug logs, so that's why you're seeing lots of logs actually. And if everything is successful from your CI/CD pipeline, I think then you're good to go, right? If the command fails, if the jar command fails, then you should see look at the logs and see why it is failing. So while it's running it, I will show you how the pipeline would look like using this command, right? So my pipeline, I have uploaded this jar file into Azure artifact directory. So that's why I'm downloading this in step and I'm copying few things. For example, my descriptor file and my connectivity file, everything into a folder. Then I'm just running it. This is just a simple pipeline, but you need to have it probably a little further evolved, right? So I think it looks like very nice and this fine then. Let's go and check the complaint, how it looks like. I'm sorry, the complaint is in here. So it does not recreate this topic. And maybe right now it has recreated because we have removed the dark cluster state file. The easiest way is like you can go and get this connectors here. So we have deleted, but it's still there. So, but it does not show it in UI, but we don't have to worry about it. And the connectors, the cluster, the streams, we have deleted, dropped, but it has been recreated. So this topic and it is there already, right? And the connector is right now maybe is it talking to me? Let's see. Let's refresh it again and see. So we are connecting to three different places in order to create three different artifacts. One is for creating topic. Sorry, this is client. This is yeah. Now it's showing that. Right now, if you see it, then you can see this is producing. If you go to setting, it's producing. So these many things we have automated it. So I said we are connecting three different places, right? So one is to this topic broker. So to connect brokers, you can create a key, and this key we are using it for connectivity. You can do that. Another one is a KSQL stream. But in order to create a KSQL stream, go inside, go to. So this you need to follow this one and get the API key created, so that this SQL connectivity works, right? For connector REST client work, in order to work, you need to go to cloud API keys, and you have to create one so that it works. So that is where this client property, this file I have uploaded into GitHubs, right? So that is available in here. You can have a look and run it, and I will not delete the free account for some time so that you can try playing it, because I have not given anything. Even my credit card is not there, so it's fine. So these three connectivities I was talking about. This is where we give the bootstrap username and password. This is the username and password here. And my KSQL related stuff goes there. And this is where my REST client for creating connectors. So this all three works fine. We have seen it. And I would like to debug this one and show you how this works, right? So the topology builder, manager, these are the important files. Probably you would be interesting. So it takes plan and it executes the update plan, etc. I think this is the point we can start it. Let me show you one thing. So we have different clients, I said, right? So these different clients are available here. So KSQL client API and KConnect API is responsible for connectors. And we so here this is where we have a REST client. So we do have do post do. This is where we actually creating an HTTP client and posting the information. So for example, if we say do post, then so add, right? So I will show you this one first. Let's do the debug. Yeah. I think we need to delete this cluster.file and then regenerate this one. Otherwise, it'll think that okay, server is having this much, then we will not go and recreate it, right? So it's already appeared, but let's debug. Okay, it came here for adding this one. So what it does has this is for connected creation specifically. You can see the name of the request comes in as per the file we have given, right? So this is for this one and the connectors are this much, right? This is what we have given in this file, the connector thing file, right? It is an example. It's connectors source JDBC. So this exact same thing has came here for connector creation, right? The job of the tool is like so it makes it easy for us to give the descriptor file in a YAML format and creates it for us. So let's see how it works. So it creates an async HTTP client and wait for the response. So this does the do request. Do request is actually doing that. It's HTTP post. So it expects whether it, this is 400 now because this connector is already in use. So it will not go ahead and do it. The good idea is to have a project and under that the artifacts what you need is to have it so that it works fine. And for the KSQL creation, let's see, let's go and delete it and see that. This is a connector. Let's go to settings and delete it. KStream creation. This is done as well. So let's go and debug this guy. And before that, let's do that KCL API client and get cluster states where we get the cluster date from the server or from the local cluster state file. Probably this we should keep it as and this guy. Okay, and we are adding two posts. Probably the connector friend needs some more maturity. but you can customize it and always works fine. Let me press F5. Yeah, it came to add, and where it creates a KSQL stream, right? Let me check what is KSQL. So this is what we have given it for writing, for creating K streams, right? So this file is responsible for that KSQL API client, and what we're gonna do is, okay, we're gonna execute this one on this client, and result is, and where but still we can see that result is, it's fine. So we, there is a flag where I'm not using it. It's not deleting anything. We are not allowing to deleting anything. But if you are following that source based git based Kafka thing, then it will be, you can rely on the source code. So there will be no mismatches between your source code and the cluster state, right? You can basically, you can see allowing, but if you have one file for everything, then it will be fine. For example, what I'm saying is, if you have one file and against your server, it's fine. But you have multiple servers, then it would be a problem, right? So I have made this delete option is disabled, and having a multiple files for creating the project specific artifacts. I think I have not missed anything. So we have seen this mini and client APIs. I have not shown you about roles, but I'm planning to provide it in the next meeting, next video. Thank you.